Why am I not showing up? Can you guys see me? I cannot see myself at all. My screen is black. That's so weird. All right, this is going to be strange. What in the heck? I wonder why my screen is black. Wow, this is weird. I really wish that I could see myself. I hope it doesn't record like this. Oh, it's happening to a lot of people? Okay, very strange. I'm literally looking at a black screen. I guess this is just, it's really funny. I'll share with you guys what was coming through before I jumped in. It's hilarious actually that it's a black screen because, well, first I want to share three things before we get going. I'm so glad that you guys can see me. um, if I leave and come back, it closes out the event. You know what? Let me try something. You guys stay right here. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna try one thing. Oh, I can see myself in this one. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, no, don't kill me, you guys. I know. This is frustrating. Oh well. As long as you guys can see me. That's all that matters. All right, so a couple things. As I stare at a black screen. Three things that I want to share with you guys before we get going on the messages that are coming through for us today on Untangled. By the way, welcome to Untangled. We're on episode 83. And Untangled is my YouTube series where I talk about the evolution in human consciousness and how we are navigating our own precious, magical, intense, energetic, and physical shifts. And it's getting more and more beautiful and intense and real. And it's, to me, the most important thing that we could possibly be talking about is this evolution in consciousness. And realizing that we're not crazy and there isn't anything wrong with us, and that we agreed to come down and experience this. And life's going to continue to show you what it is that you need to see over and over and over again. So before I get going, I wanted to share three things. One, I do a live energy update every month in my Patreon community. And we are doing our live energy update today, 11 a.m. California time. I left the link down below in the description if you want to join and you want to hear about specific energies that we may be moving through. I always kind of laugh at energy updates on some level because it just feels like at this point on the planet and in our evolution, we're feeling everything all the time. So to kind of like pinpoint specific energies that we're working through or navigating just feel a little bit silly. I don't quite resonate with it anymore. Um, especially when people are like, "Oh, for this eclipse energy, you're gonna be feeling these themes." And it's like, I'm just feeling everything all the time. Like, I don't have themes. Like, there aren't themes to the energies anymore. It's just whatever's arising in my life is what I'm feeling. And it's not usually it's not connected to any sort of themes. It's all just one big shit show. Beautiful, magical, miraculous, life gifted shit show. But so I'm not totally resonating and aligning any longer with like energy updates. Um, but I think it's important to talk about the energies that we're feeling over and over and over again. So, anywho, if you want to join the energy update today at 11 a.m. California time, click down below. There's a description and there's a link. I am doing Align 7.0. We start this Friday. So, my Align class is a 21-day intensive where we sit together every single day for 21 straight days, and we go in and we transform and we shift and we change. And it is truly the most miraculous class that I've ever taught. Align is my signature class that I will probably teach for years to come because of how transformative it is and how simple it is. It's and how challenging it is. A lot of people will join, and then they get it's frustrating because it's like you simply just sit with yourself, and I guide us through a 20-minute practice, and then we talk a little bit about how to navigate this life. And it can be frustrating because we want solutions and answers. And fortunately or unfortunately, on this human journey, nobody can really give you solutions or answers. You have to really find it within yourself at the end of the day. So Align really brings you into you. Align 7.0 is going to be all about dropping you into such a deep state of feeling where you aren't any longer a victim to your feelings. You're not afraid to show up in life and to feel anything in life. You understand the difference between feeling something and letting it move through you and anchoring it into your reality where it stays forever. Emotions are designed to come and go within like literally 90 seconds, a couple of minutes. That is how energy is designed to move. So we should be feeling emotions, shifting every couple of minutes, right? But we anchor them. So really understanding that, because the superpower for all of us right now is to be able to stand in the battlefield. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're designed to be able to stand in this battlefield over and 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 over again, and no longer run and hide, especially from emotions. It's the way they control us is emotions. Number one, fear. If you're afraid of anything, then you won't be able to be in your highest aligned state. So Align 7.0, we start March 29th. It's only $59. It's so freaking cheap for 21 days of practice, of sitting with me and hundreds of other people. It's If you've never tried it, I highly, highly, highly recommend trying Align 7.0. And yeah, this one's going to be about really tapping into the lion and the lioness that's inside of us. Like, just get the fuck out of my way. um, and then, of course, I have my 3-day workshop coming up in a couple of weeks, Boone, North Carolina. It's a 3-day workshop, April 19th to the 21st. And that is down below in the description as well. It's going to be really, really powerful and activating. It's in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. And the schedule is packed, Friday evening, all day Saturday, and then half of Sunday. Thank you, Kathy Ball, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you have the desire to be with us in person, join us April 19th to the 21st. Okay, let's get going. So, the theme this morning that was coming through for me, which is I'm going to share with you, is alignment, alignment, alignment. I guess my class is called Align, but alignment is everything. And what we are navigating right now, one of the many things that we're navigating on this human evolution, is dropping into or finding ourselves in a state of alignment. And alignment to me is when you are in the seat of your soul. So you feel like yourself. You things feel you are it's like you're you. You can feel that you're fully authentic to the people with the people around you. You're being yourself. You're relaxed. Um, you feel like um, you feel like everything's good. Like even if things aren't good in your life, right? The external world doesn't need to change at all in order for you to be in an aligned state. And an aligned state, alignment is one of the characteristics that we're all going to start to feel as we move through this evolution in consciousness. You can call it, we're moving into 5D, you can call it new earth, you can whatever you want to like those fancy terms you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's truly just an evolution and you're in the consciousness that you're in. So different states of being. That's all this is. It's just moving into different states of being. And most of our lives, we have been pulled out of an alignment and an aligned state of being. We've been told how to be, what to think, what to feel, how these systems in the external world work, what you do, what you don't do. It's all just deep, deep programming. And these programs are not designed to move you into an aligned state with your soul simply because the programs and the systems have never done it themselves, right? Humanity as a whole is not living in an aligned state, which is that you are truly just being you. You're following intuition, you're trusting resonance. Thank you, T, so much. Um, you're following resonance, you're trusting intuition, you're speaking truth. You are saying no when you need to say no, yes when you need to say yes. It's a vibrational state that is coming on, coming online, turning on for most of us, or not most of us, or a lot of us. And it's how you're going to navigate the world, right? And so the aligned state is our natural state of being. It feels so good when you're in alignment. And when you start feeling alignment, you know it. You can feel it. And when you're out of alignment, you can feel it, and it feels really uncomfortable, right? Because you feel like you're trying to squeeze yourself into some sort of box. You're trying to fit in somewhere. You're trying to make things work. You're trying to people please. You're trying to do what others do. You're trying to follow the rules. You're trying to keep the peace. You're trying to figure things out, right? It's a crunchy, uncomfortable place when you're out of alignment. And what happens is that as we start to move through this evolution more and more, which means that you start feeling more and more, which means that you start to see more and more, you start to hear more and more, your awareness is coming online more and more. You start to realize that you are out of alignment. You start feeling it more and more and more. So everything that is happening for you right now, everything that is being shown to you is not an accident and it is not for nothing. So all of the emotions that are coming up that you are judging and that you don't want to feel, what they're showing you right now is any sort of judgment that you have around what simply just wants to move through your body. So look at it like that. When an emotion comes up that you don't like, that's because you have a judgment around it. And what your soul is gifting you is, can you feel this without judging it? Right? Can you, because you want the aligned state is such a badass state because it's so empowered. It doesn't care what emotions are being felt because it feels so itself. You feel so you that it's like nothing, it doesn't matter what thoughts you have that move through you. It doesn't matter the behaviors you're doing. It doesn't matter what's happening with other people out there, what other people are doing. It's such a beautiful state to be in. There's no really words I can use. Um, and your aligned state is most likely going to be very unique because you're a unique expression of God. You're a unique expression of spirit. You're a unique expression. And so the more and more that you are dropping deeper into alignment, okay, you're aligning with soul, the seat of your soul. Like Gary Zukav wrote that book years ago, right? Seat of the soul. And I was like, dude, he was right on. That's what it's like. It's the seat of your soul. You're dropping in and sitting on this throne. And this throne of your soul is not connected to any sort of egoic structure that's trying to navigate your life. It doesn't care about likes or follows or the money you make or how many people like you or don't like you or what your status is in this world. The soul just wants to be received, the soul wants to be expressed. The soul just wants to do the human journey the way it has always been designed to do the human journey. And what's been happening most of our lives is that there are these layers upon layers of programming and mind control, manipulation that has been laid on top of this chair that is our soul. And it's not our fault, right? And so this structure that we call an ego is simply just the layers upon layers of programming and mind control that have told us this is what you have to do, and this is what you have to feel, and this is what you have to think, and this is how you create this, and this is how you're successful, and this is how you travel, and this is how you have relationships, and this is how you show up, and this, all of these things, right? And if you are truly starting to follow soul, which is what all of us are dropping into whether we wanna believe it or not. It's what's happening. Um, the more that you start to recognize what's coming into your life, right, that's rattling you, relationships that are rattling you, friendships that are rattling you, um, ways that you're being is rattling you, job is rattling you, all of all these things are coming up and they're rattling you. Rattling you meaning they're disrupting the, uh the way in which your life has been, right? For some of you, you're gonna say, "Well, Lori, that I've my life's been disruptive for years." Okay, whatever. All I know is that what is arising for you right now is going to feel like it's continuing to ruffle the feathers of how you kind of think life should go, or how you want life to go, or how you'd prefer life to go, because that version of you is this egoic structure that has built itself upon the layers and layers and layers of programming and mind control that has been given to you. And so, because of that, you have created some sort of control mechanism, right? So that you can figure out how to navigate this world in a very safe way. It makes perfect sense. It's like we have been given this remote control by the external world, by our parents and their parents and their parents, by governmental systems, educational systems, financial systems, medical systems. They've created this sort of whatever that's called remote control, and this remote control is an illusion. It gives you the illusion that you're controlling something. And the only way to actually control this matrix, this world that we live in, is that you put this illusionary, you know, whatever they call that, whatever these things are called, you put it down and you let go of control. You stop trying to control the external world because that creates the illusion that you're in control, which is only going to keep you in a resistant state of being. And you're going to try to fit in and squeeze in. And when you drop that, when you put the remote control down, the joystick down, right? And you start to drop into life. You let life take you. Life is the greatest gift that you will ever have because life is constantly 24/7 going to show you the illusion. Life is going to show you emotions you don't like so that you can start to allow them to move through you. Empowerment. Life is going to show you the relationships that you're trying to still squeeze into or fit into because you have fear of dot, 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 because of how the external world has programmed you to feel afraid, right? Um, the life is going to gift you with behaviors that you still may be doing, that are not for your highest highest calling because you're trying to squeeze into or fit into the world. You're trying to stay in a controlled state. So life is constantly gifting you the most miraculous things possible that you are judging as bad or wrong, right? So if you're constantly feeling yourself alone or lonely, there's no mistake. You're not in the wrong place. Like, "Oh, fuck, life fucked up. I shouldn't be here." You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Life doesn't fuck up. Life doesn't make mistakes. There's no such thing. You look out into nature, you're living in nature. Life is nature, right? It doesn't fuck up. There's no accidents. So wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be so that you can relax deeper into what you are in, so you can find yourself in that flow state, so you can find yourself in the aligned state with soul. Because what you'll start to realize is nothing in the external world that I have been trying to control is who I am. And the more that I'm trying to control how I want things to go, the more you're going to be out of alignment. You're going to be resisting. You're going to be in a fight mode. You're going to be in a controlled state. You're going to be, oh man, it's just so uncomfortable. It's a really uncomfortable place to be, but it's where most humans feel most comfortable because they don't realize there's another option. And the reason that most humans don't realize there's another option is because they don't trust it. And because letting go of control is extremely difficult. Trusting something that you cannot see, soul and life, is extremely uncomfortable because you don't have any guarantee other than the feeling of being embodied as soul. Realigning and connecting to soul. It's the only thing that matters. Because when you're doing that, then you're amplifying that out into the world. You're reflecting that out into the world. Right? And then it gives permission for other people to start to be their unique expression, right? Um, when you watch people that are so unique and so different, right? You're just like, wow, that's so cool. They're just who they are, right? It's like, well, so too are you. You admire it because that's your natural state. Our natural state is for each and every individual to have their unique expression. And they live in that unique expression. Like, how do you do life? Wow, that's so interesting. How do you make money? Wow, that's so unique. I love that. How do you show up? Oh my God, that's so cool. So you do it like this and you do it like that. And how do you live life? Wow, you do it like this. No, we don't live that way. We live in a very programmed, systematic, you do it like this, 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 you do it like this. You follow this way, this way, this way. Here's the pattern. Here's the way in which you do it. And you just follow. And if you follow, you'll have success and you'll have relationships and you'll have this and you'll have that. And so we just patent what everybody else has done in order to create what we think of as happiness or peace or success or whatever it is. And on some level, it can help you, it can assist you. But at the end of the day, there is a unique way in which you want to live life. There is a unique way that your soul wants to navigate this world. And it is not based on what other teachers say. It's not based on other teachings. It's not based on what has been successful for this person or that person. You can follow all the ways in which people are telling you how to do life. Okay. And it will work until you continue to evolve into higher states of consciousness, which is naturally happening inside the body. And then you'll realize, holy shit, this doesn't resonate. This doesn't resonate. This doesn't resonate. Wow, I'm trying to be a way that doesn't resonate. You see, when you become more energetic, which is what's happening to every single human body on the planet, whether they're aware of it or not, when you become more energetic, your body starts to hold more and more light, which is what's happening right here, right now on the planet. And it's only going to intensify. As you become more energetic, you become more resonant, which means you feel more. And the reason I believe that feeling is the only thing that we should be focused on right now, in my opinion, is because the feeling state is how you are going to be navigating this entire planetary journey, is how you feel this, how you feel in this, how you feel when you watch someone, how do you think you're going to be able to navigate the whole AI situation, when they start to create these people that aren't actually people, and then they're trying to convince you and manipulate you and fuck with your mind, and you have to figure out if this is true or not. Is this real or not? Right? Discernment, feeling is the only way we get through this in the most aligned state. And right now, you are being gifted with the ability to feel and feel and feel and feel and feel so that you can drop deeper into who you are, so that you can navigate what is coming on this planet from the aligned state of soul. You can't manipulate soul, you can't control soul, you can't try to change soul. It's the most powerful it's the lion and the lioness energy. You don't give a shit. You're get out of my way. You know yourself so well. You're not swayed by anything. You're not swayed by emotion, you're not swayed by thought, you're not swayed by, people, you're not swayed by popular vote, you're not swayed by AI, you're not swayed by, the you're not swayed. But your heart is wide open. You have so much compassion for yourself and for humanity, and by the way, you are still going up and down all over the place. You're still ending relationships, starting relationships. You're still ending jobs, starting jobs. You're still feeling all kinds of different emotions because you're in the quantum field. Anyone that tries to tell you that you are not that you are going to somehow find yourself just in peace and love and contentment doesn't understand the quantum field, doesn't understand this human journey right now that we're in, right? You are it's a absolute disservice to paint that picture, because then there's an expectation or attachment that everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be like even keeled. Soul doesn't give a shit if it's even keeled. Soul doesn't give a shit if there is waves or not waves. Soul doesn't care if it's floating down the river or if it's going down rapids. Soul could care less. Soul just wants to be able to express itself in this lifetime. And it needs you as these kind of structured egoic aspects to remember this. So everything that's happening to us right now, everything that's happening for us right now is you getting back into alignment with how you want to do and be in life. What resonates with you? What do you really, truly love? What do you enjoy? What do you believe? The amount of coercion and mind control and manipulation that is happening on the planet is on a level I have never seen before. We are being swept into these currents and these riptides that are taking us and creating, you know, these really disempowered states for humanity. And so it's like, what in your life specifically is creating confusion? Right? What in your life is and when you recognize, oh man, is creating confusion, beautiful, because that confusion is the awareness that you are trying to bring yourself back into alignment with soul. It's the most beautiful thing you could have is confusion, right? Because you're now aware that you're trying to navigate out of alignment into alignment. It's like, fuck, am I doing this? Am I not doing this? Do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Do I want to yes, those that is actually you unconsciously real doing the alignment. And so you're trying to feel into what feels most resonant, right? That's why distraction right now is really, really important to pay attention to. What are you watching? Who are you watching? What are you listening to? How often are you on your phone? How often are you scrolling? How often are you staring at other people saying do this and do that and pay attention to this, and there's all this chaos happening and there's the poisonings here. And the more that we are focused externally on all of the crazy shit happening on the planet, the more out of alignment you're going to feel, the more confused you're going to feel, the more you're going to feel like other people's worlds instead of your world, right? And so you want to pay attention right now to how often throughout your day your gaze is out and how often your gaze is in. So you can have an inward gaze and still be helping humanity. You can have an inward gaze and still smile at people and hug people and make give and change the world and have compassion for people and do good deeds for people and be a freaking nice human, right? You can still do that while keeping an inward gaze. An inward gaze is knowing that whatever is happening, everything can happen in the external world, and I am focused on my being aligned with soul. So I'm in this world, I'm navigating this world. I'm looking out because my eyes are looking out. Obviously, I'm looking out, but if my focus is always external, that means I'm always focused on what's happening out there. What are people saying? What are people doing? What do I need to pay attention to? What's going on over here? What's going on over there? Right? And the energy is out, and an internal gaze, the energy is just in me. So I'm walking around and I'm noticing all of this stuff. I'm hearing all of this stuff, right? Perhaps, but I'm inside my body. I'm connected to my soul, right? I can feel me. um, I can recognize when I'm starting to have this external gaze where all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my god, what are these people doing and what's this person doing? And wow, should I be doing that or should I be doing this?" Or that or you zone out and all of a sudden you're in somebody else's world, and it's insane right now how quickly you can move out of your own inner world, right? And again, this is not about not helping the world or not being a change in the world. In fact, you'll be more of a change in the world when you stop worrying about what everybody else is thinking and feeling and doing, and like what this person is saying, and these sensationalized stories and these stories, and like it's all a mechanism to keep you distracted from dropping into your most empowered state. It's all distraction. Pay attention. Pay attention to just start to fine tune your senses. Start to fine tune what you feel like. Um, Start when you throughout your day when you're on your phone or when you're on your laptop or when you're doing emails or whatever, just fine tune the sensations, what you feel. This is a you're becoming that scientist of energy, right? And it's definitely intense. When we start to become more and more energetic, it becomes, you need timeouts. You need to go on vacations. You need to shut everything off. You need to go play. You need to go have fun. You need to laugh. You need to enjoy. Um, but then but then you want to come back to work, which is the internal job of aligning with your soul over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's There's a school bus that just popped out. All the kids are going out to play. Doom to doom to doom. Soul alignment. So here's the other thing. Like, if you're going through health issues, or if you're going through a divorce, or if you're going through um, heartbreak, if you're going through a difficult time right now, right? You your your soul is encouraging you to go through this aligned with it. And the way that you align with your soul while you're going through something is, first of all, you pay attention to all the stories that the ego has. So the ego's going to say, well, this has always been here. I'm never going to get rid of this. Um, I need to figure out how to fix this now. It's going to be here forever. I'm not going to be able to get through it, blah, blah, blah. That's the ego speaking. That's the structure. And those are all the layers of programming that have been given to you, that you're not safe to be in this world. that you're not that everything isn't always in shift and change, everything is always moving. You're not told that, right? That you don't have to be afraid of any emotion. You don't have to be afraid of what is happening in the body. You don't have to be afraid of it, right? Like the fear of what we are in is what creates mass disempowerment and the feeling of being out of alignment. Whatever you're in is what you're in. And we've never been taught how to be in what we are in. We don't know how to do it. It's in fact, it's probably the most difficult thing when you tell someone to allow what you're in. They will literally argue with you. Like, what do you mean? I'm not going to allow that. If I allow it, then it's going to be here. No, you don't understand how the quantum field, you don't understand how energy works. Allowing something is accepting and surrendering what is right here, right now, because it is right here, right now. And if you can do that, then you can drop deeper into this feeling of soul, which soul has you, soul's guiding you. Then you get to realize, holy shit, this isn't me. This is part of the experience. How do I want to go through this? Then you start actually navigating your life. You start navigating your life from the lens of soul, which is like, holy shit, look at what I am in. Look at what I'm in. And how do I want to be while I go through this? And humanity has been taught to hold these stories of poor me. I'm never going to get out of this. I don't know how to. Nothing seems to work. I'm stuck in this, etc. It's not your fault if you find yourself experiencing that. It's deep, deep programming. It's how the systems out there control us. It's how they keep us in a disempowered state, right? And so there is this aspect of us called soul that is dying to be expressed with you, for you, as you, while you navigate every single tumultuous thing that is arising in your life. And nobody can take you there but you. Nobody can drop you in. Nobody can but you. You have to trust that your soul. You have to trust that this is an evolution in human consciousness. You have to trust that you're not in control. You have to start to change your mindset. The way you see things has to shift, has to change. Meaning you have to see how you are seeing your life. You have to see how you are viewing your life, the words that you're saying to yourself, the thoughts that you're holding as absolute. Can you start to see that life, what you're in right now, is in movement? Yes or no? Do you trust that life doesn't make mistakes? Yes or no? Do you believe that there is some sort of divine design in all of this and you are constantly being shown what you need to see? Yes or no? Do you believe that there is a way to get through what you are in? Do you believe that you're stuck in something? Do you believe that you're never going to get out of it? Right? Well, this is awareness. Awareness is starting to peel back the unconscious, illusionary states of what we have been programmed to believe about the world and how we are programmed to see this world. It's all programming. Everything you think is a program. Everything you believe is a program. Everything you're afraid of is a program. It's all programmed into you like a computer. And this evolution in human consciousness, which is energy increasing in the body, shines light on the unconscious programs playing in the background. And when this light shines on these programs, awareness arises, giving you an opportunity to see the programming as programming, not as you. Thank you, Sarah, for the super chat. not as you. So these massive solar flares that are coming down on the planet is the light turning on in your life, in your awareness, so that you can see even more the deep programming. I have to do this in order to be happy. I have to have this in order to be successful. I have to, whatever it is, it's all showing you the programming that this world has thrown on you to give you an opportunity to choose whether you're going to continue to allow that programming to play in your background or if you're going to choose the deeper calling of how to be in this world, which is the soul of the aligned soul. And all of you are soul. So you all have soul in you. It's inside of you right here, right now, as you're listening to this. It's a feeling state, it's a being state. It doesn't think, it doesn't need thought to create it. It understands that it's in a world that is full of thought, emotion, program. It doesn't care because it knows who it is. That's alignment. And it knows that it has to play the game that it's in. So soul is not in the abstract illusion that there isn't a physical reality, that there isn't a game that it has to play. It knows that it's in this physical world. It knows that it's standing in duality and polarity. It knows that it's in a constant evolutionary shift. It's excited about what's coming next. It's courageously looking at everything that its human thinks that it is. And it's doing its best to try to navigate the part of us that we think is us, that's trying to stay in control, that's trying to fit in, that's trying to do it right, or, you know, when you are in alignment, your life is simple. It's very simple. An aligned soul is simplicity. The more complicated life is, the more out of alignment life is. It doesn't mean that you don't have a lot going on in your life and you're in soul alignment. It's just that your life will feel very simple when you become more and more aligned. It just simplifies. It's like everything goes boom. And again, this doesn't mean that there aren't conflicts or there aren't concerns or issues that arise in life, because that's going to continue to happen. But when there is that alignment with soul, man, oh man, it's like we can stand on the battlefield and we're just like, bring it. Let's go. You don't get caught up in the divisive conversations about is this or is this that, or it's like that kind of way of being is we are evolving out of. Um, somebody asked me yesterday, I was doing a session with someone and they said, I'm exhausted. So they were really, during COVID and all of that, they were really fighting hard for um, their rights and their children's rights and just fighting against the corruption, right? Like just really standing up and fighting against it, and on an energetic level and on a, on a physical level, like real, like standing up for how what she's going to do and what her family's going to do. And for a couple of years there was just this strong fight in her, and she's exhausted now and she doesn't know what to do, and she's realizing that, it's like, this isn't really changing at the speed at which I thought things were going to change. Like, well, welcome to the evolution, this is going to take a very long time. And she says, well, I don't know what to do. Like, do I keep fighting in that same way? Do I just shut down and go into my own world and like be with me? Like, what do I do? And what I offered to her, the suggestion I offered to her was this. I want you to imagine that whenever you had your awakening, and for many, many, many humans, there was a real massive, beautiful awakening in 2020, right? Where humanity was pummeled into a battlefield that they didn't realize they had always been on. All right. And this battlefield um, is life. And when you realize you're on a battlefield, which means that you have been programmed and mind controlled and manipulated in a system that was designed for that. It's programmed. And you start to wake up out of it, you want to fight, you want to scream, you want to learn, you're just like, what in the hell? There's this team over here trying to get me and this over here trying to get me. And then someone says, hey, do you realize there's another group of soldiers way over there that are going to get you? And then you're like, holy shit, what do we do? How do we do this? We got to stand up and we got to fight, right? And so you go into battle and then you realize, you know, as you walk into the field, like, it's not stopping. You're like, "Holy fuck, it's not going away." Like, "Wait, no matter what I do, there's still more soldiers." Like, what how what when is this going to end? Right? So you have this attachment or this belief that it's going to stop. And what's happening to a lot of us is that the way in which we began for many of us, the way in which we sort of started to wake up and kind of want to change the world, or trying to figure out how to change the world, or how to get people to see what you're seeing, or whatever this may be for you, right? Just this is just if this resonates with you. um it has it has to evolve. The way that you are being in the controlled, systemic, programmed world has to change. And so you're not leaving the battlefield, unfortunately or fortunately, but how you navigate the battlefield is changing. And so there will still be plenty of people that will continue to sort of fight the way in which they've been fighting for many years. And that's exhausting, and it kind of perpetuates the same sort of energies. Um, and it's just the way that people want to do it, and that's fine. You'll notice your own system not being able to do that any longer. And what's being asked of you is to be able to go inward more and more now, and to navigate your own internal world, not the external world. How are you being in your, thank you, Ariana. How are you being in your internal world? How do you see the world? How do you see yourself? What are you afraid of? What are you resisting? What are you judging about what you're experiencing, right? Because everything is trying to get you to move into more of an aligned state with your soul, which is the lion and the lioness. And when the lion and lioness come online, when soul comes online and you're on the battlefield, it's a whole other game, because you become more empowered, where you are not interacting or engaging with these systems in the same way. You're not fighting against them, right? You're not, there's not a tightness where you have to try to change these people, or you have to destroy these soldiers. You start realizing they can't get you. You start realizing that they're not going to get you. There's no fear. And then you start saying to yourself, well, what am I actually fighting against? You're fighting against mind control and fear. You're not fighting against actual people. So then your soul says, well, how do I conquer that? And the soul says, you no longer allow fear to impact you. You no longer react or respond from a state of fear or divide, but you stay awake and aware of what's happening on the battlefield. So there are a handful of things that are happening right now on the battlefield that are going to pull you out of your highest aligned state, soul, lion, lioness. One, the more distraction they can throw at you, the more you will be distracted by what is actually happening with you, for you, in you right now, which is the evolution, and they know that. They don't want you in your soul because you won't be afraid. And if you're not afraid, you can't be controlled. And if you're not afraid, you understand how the war works, how the battle works, which means that you just charge forward and you know that the bullets aren't going to get you. You keep moving forward and you know that this team of soldiers coming for you have no power over you. You're not afraid anymore. You walk right past them. You don't try to kill them. You don't try to destroy them. You don't yell at them, argue against them, fight against them. You just keep moving forward in your highest aligned state with how you want to be in the world. How do you want to be in the world? What do you want to see in the world? How do you want to live? How do you want to feel? What are you choosing and not choosing? When you find yourself up against things where you feel like you don't have a choice, right? Then you're going to choose how you want to feel in that situation. If they can get you to feel fear, then they have won. If they can get you to feel divide, they have won, right? So anything on this planet right now that distracts you is pulling you out of your most empowered state. Just pay attention to that. Anything that creates fear, any story, any person that you're listening to right now, anything, anyone you're listening to that has any ounce of fear in their story, in their messaging, you want to pay attention to because it's not assisting you on in your human journey in the battlefield. This includes anything that's saying you need to do this in order to, in order to feel this. You need to, like you need to be in alignment with your soul. That's it. What does your soul want? What do you want? What is your truth? What do you feel? What do you like? What do you not like? How do you want to do the world? How do you want to be? That's your empowered state, and that is when you realize, holy shit, I can feel anything, I can think anything, I can do anything, and I'm free. And then you want to pay attention to anything that's creating divide, argument. Argument. That is the most disempowered state that we can possibly be in right now. Is arguing over someone's truth and someone else's truth. It's insane to me. It's crazy. We're on a battlefield, and we are battling energies. We're not battling people. We're truly battling energies. And we're gonna continue to battle energies, not people. It is the energies that get you, not people. It's the energies that destroy you, not people. It's the energies that convince you that you are unworthy or insecure or unable to do this or a fear of that. It's an energy, not a person. And as soon as we start to realize that through the feeling state, we'll start to become soul, aligned with soul more and more and more. And you will follow your resonance. You will follow your intuition. You will follow you. You will walk through any fire. You will walk through any group of, if you're on the battlefield and it's like a group of soldiers, you'll walk right past them. I mean, you won't be afraid. You just won't. It's a different way of navigating what you initially began in navigating in your awakening, where it was all about fighting these systems. So you're still going to stand up for whatever you believe in, okay? But I want you to feel this on an energetic level, because the information that we are going to hear more and more is going to create fear. But it's true. The information may be very true, right? So all this different poisoning and the 5G, and like they're trying to hide the sun, which is extremely frightening, right? So all of these things are happening. Sure, it's very true. Okay. And if I focus on it, it's going to create fear or stress or anxiety. Sure. Well, maybe it's important so that I can try to rectify it. Okay, maybe. But how is your state of being? That's what matters the most. Are you constantly in fear over these things? Or are you able to stand in it all and feel calm, feel empowered? That is what we are in right now. That's the challenge. That is the energetic battle. And when you are aligned with soul, you're not afraid. Give me all the information possible. I'm not in fear, period. There's no fear being experienced with soul. And it is the most empowered state that we can possibly be in. And the only way in there is feeling. You have to feel everything. You have to feel how you feel before you watch something and after you watch something. You have to feel what you feel like before you see someone and after you see someone. You have to feel what you feel like when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed at night, and everything and anything in between. You have to feel what it feels like when you're trying to do something, create something, make money, have a conversation with your boss. What are you feeling? And you have to stop blaming anybody else but yourself for what you are experiencing, because everything you are experiencing is an energetic exchange between you and someone else. And it's just your lens that you're using to experience, express, or label the energy, the back and forth energy. It's just energy being exchanged between you and something else. And you're learning how to understand it, peel it back, use labels, use words to describe it. But that individual isn't a bad person, even if you're getting bad vibes from them. You're just learning how to read energy, and this energy just doesn't feel so great, so I'm gonna choose to not hang out. Soul doesn't judge like that. Soul just feels the energy and is like, "Peace out. I'm out. I'm not gonna this doesn't resonate." It's a whole different level of being. The desire, pay attention, angel, the desire to want other people to be a certain way is gonna create, suffering. It's a real challenge. It's very difficult because the frustration and, the angst or the resistance to what is can be felt based on, we really want other people to understand how they're being manipulated. We really want other people to understand how they're being lied to. You really want other people to understand, "Are you seriously not seeing this?" Like, Um, and so it's a phase that we go through. It's also just part of, like, being in the big battlefield that we're in. It's like, god dang, man, how do we look around and see all these soldiers just not seeing what I see, right? And that's another level of dropping deeper into soul. Okay, so your soul angel is you, and the soul wants you to be able to see the ways in which others are being, recognize how you feel around it, all right, and then settle into it more. Allow it to be. Now, if you have a conversation with someone and they're wanting to talk to you about whatever the conversation is, go ahead. You speak you, you speak truth, your truth. But that need for others to change is a real, it's gonna really eat us up if we hold on to that. You'll become more free when you drop into soul more, or your divine essence, your true essence, which all of us have, all of us know, all of us understand. Um, it's a detachment, yeah, 100%. Um, but you're not detached in the place in the way of, like, you don't care, or you're, like, aloof. Detachment is more of, not having an expectation or a hold on how something's gonna go, you know? Okay. My screen has been black the entire time. So interesting. It's almost like, it's like when you are dropping deeper into soul more and more, the screen goes black. It's like it doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter how you should look. It doesn't matter how you show up. It's like soul is just this undefined, non-physical, uh, truly connected, resonant energy that, can only be felt, can only be felt. So, onward and upward to dropping deeper into alignment, staying on the battlefield, recognizing that this is an energetic space. My highest recommendation right now for all of you is, 1, just allow first of all, join Align 7.0 on Friday because it's gonna change your life. But 2, just keep allowing everything to be felt through you, and recognize when you think it's you and when you think you need to change it and control it. It's the hardest thing you'll do, but it is how you become the most empowered human. And the third thing, I don't know if that's the first or third thing. First is sign up for Align 7.0. Please, it will be massively transformational. 2, just feel. And 3, please pay attention to what you're listening to right now. Please, please pay attention to how you feel before you watch someone and how you feel afterwards. I cannot emphasize the importance of this. Please drop into your resonance. Um, if you feel drained, if you feel confused, if you feel frustrated, if you feel like you want to argue, if your body feels ugh, that is an indication that that the energy was not, for your highest good, and you may wanna pay attention to that so that you can stay in this most aligned state as much as possible, because life is already gonna challenge you just by being in it. Don't make it worse by consuming stuff that is, diluting what you are energetically doing all day long, which is trying to feel everything through you so that you can connect deeper into this most aligned state. We consume so much and it fucks with our ability to stay in an aligned state. Telling you. That's why you want to go outside in nature, turn your shit off, turn cell phones, turn all of it off, and like just try to just be with nature, or be with friends and family, or be with whatever. But this consumption that we are being forced into over and over again without even really being consciously aware that we're addicted to, um, is diluting, um, and confusing our ability to really stay pure and aligned and in your divine expression. It's inevitable. It's just what's happening with the world, but pay attention, really. It'll change your life if you start to pay attention to what you feel like before you watch something and after you watch something, or before you engage with someone, after you engage with someone. I've been saying this for months, but it's extremely important. All right, thanks you guys. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button because it helps this ridiculously stuck channel right now. My YouTube channel has been stuck for years. It's just not going anywhere. It's insane. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel, share this video, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Join me in a line 7.0. The link is down below. We start Friday. I can't emphasize enough how important it's going to be for your smooth shift in your life that you're taking right now. And yeah, energy update in 1 hour if you want to join us there. Thank you, Alex, for the super chat. Such a quantum recalibration. I'm happy that you're here. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.